afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Live at 4. It's Friday. Brady Mallory's in today.
You ready?
I'm ready.
You charged up?
I'm more than ready. Are you?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to
Apparently
a quiet weekend.
Yeah, Big Badger weekend?
We'll see. I might make my way
it's not home.
TV.
Yeah, TV.
Yeah, I know. Okay. I know a thing or two.
We'll have a preview of the big game coming up. But first, topping our news today, the woman who's been leading the state public defender agency is stepping down. We'll find out why.
A newly released report is giving insight into the Georgia grand jury that investigated alleged efforts to overturn the 2020 election. I'm Natalie Brand with the other people they recommended be indicted, including a U.S. Senator.
And the vice president has made plans to come to UW-Madison.
Let's take a look outside. Kind of a dreary day today.
Oh, but look at all those boats.
Well, there's a big regatta in town. It's from all over the country, I think, or the world.
I got to get there to go see it.
Yeah, it's pretty spectacular. I think they're here through the weekend, and it's going to be a mild weekend at that. Jacob's in the backyard. Is it still raining or misting or something?
Well, there's no raindrops, at least right now, but it is still very cloudy. The clouds just will not break. But if you look at the current radar for the entire day, there hasn't been anything showing up despite it actually raining. It just shows that the rain has been so light, it's not picking up on the radar. So if you see the radar and you're not seeing any rainfall, don't necessarily make that like the end-all be-all with the rainfall, because there's still some light rain across our area. It's just been so light that the radar hasn't picked it up. Now, looking at visible cloud track, we can see there's a lot of clear skies, especially just to the west of us, west of Mississippi across Iowa. It's been sunny all day, but here in southern Wisconsin, we are still seeing very cloudy skies, but it is starting to break up a little bit, and it will continue to break up throughout the night. Now, look at the current temperatures, pretty chilly, 64 in Madison. It is a bit warmer off to the west where the sun is shining, but the good news is that the winds are registering pretty calm. Now, we still expect to see clear skies as early as 8 p.m. with the sun peeking out probably right before sunset, but again, these clouds are still just hanging on to our area, and we may continue to see some light rain. But we are going to be very nice over the weekend. I'll talk more in detail about that coming up a bit later in the show.
All right, we'll see you then, Jacob. Thank you. For 12 years, Kelly Thompson has led the state's public defender agency.
And now former Governor Tommy Thompson's daughter has announced she plans to step down. Naomi Cole spoke with her this week. Naomi, did she say why?
She did and she didn't. Hers is a busy job, but she told me she was not worn out. Instead, she believed it was time to step aside and allow someone else to take the helm. Thompson has shepherded the agency through massive shortages and rising caseloads for public defenders statewide. She's been a vocal proponent of bringing change to the state's cash bail system, and now she tells me she's not really sure what's next, and she doesn't have anything lined up.
Are you thinking about public office?
I would never say never. I think that's important, but at this point, that is not the reason I left. I did not leave because I'm planning to run for office. But again, it's like anything else. I'm not ruling out anything.
Now, she is coming off a major win, a successful bipartisan push in the state legislature to raise starting salaries for public defenders and prosecutors in Wisconsin in that current state budget. Now, our full conversation is airing Sunday, 10:30. That's after Face the Nation.
Now, Naomi, did her dad push her into public office? Did you ask her that?
You know, we were joking about that because if anyone knows Tommy Thompson, they know just what an absolute ardent public servant he is. You know, he had been considering a governor's run recently, and I joked with her, and she told me, she's like, you know, my dad's been pushing me towards that. He would love more than I would love to see her do that, and she was nervous that he might announce for her that she was taking a public office without her even knowing that was the case.
That sounds like Tommy.
Yeah,
yes,
or
it
just
does.
All of our parents, right? Just do this. On a more serious note, did she say anything about how the caseloads are looking right now?
Yeah, and you know, she said right now it's not getting better, but there is a lot of hope on the horizon because, as I just mentioned, you know, the budget just went through the state legislature, and it really had just these massive wins for significant pay increases for public defenders, for prosecutors, which is going to be a huge step towards starting to get those caseloads back to manageable. She mentioned she's still, and mind you, she runs a massive office. She leads all public defenders in Wisconsin. She still takes cases herself. She's still traveling to Green Bay and Shawano, she mentioned, to help with these caseloads. But again, there's hope on the horizon.
Well, that's good to hear.
Yeah.
We'll look for your full conversation Sunday at 10:30 on For the Record.
Absolutely.
Naomi, thank you.
Well, the Biden administration will soon be making another visit to Wisconsin. The White House says Vice President Kamala Harris is planning to stop at UW-Madison in the coming weeks. In a news release, White House officials say the vice president will be making a month-long campaign tour of campuses as part of a Fight for Our Freedoms college tour, focusing on issues they say affect young people the most, including reproductive rights, climate change, voting rights, and LGBTQ+ rights.
Former House Speaker Nancy Pelosi says she will run again for re-election to another term in Congress as Democrats work to win back the majority in the House in 2024. The 83-year-old Pelosi made the announcement before labor allies in the San Francisco area district that she has represented for more than 35 years. First elected to Congress in 1987, the Democratic leader made history, becoming the first female speaker in 2007, and in 2019 she regained the speaker's gavel.
The American Red Cross and the Madison Fire and Police Departments will host the 12th annual Never Forget Blood Drive on Monday to mark the anniversary of the September 11th terror attacks. They've been teaming up for the Memorial Blood Drive since 2012. Since then, the Red Cross has collected nearly 1,000 donations, helping save people that have cancer, need a blood transfusion, or have been hurt in an accident. For first responders, donating on 9/11 means saving lives and remembering the ones who were lost 22 years ago.
I think about, my friends and colleagues that are still out there every day putting their life on the line, and I think about the people that lost their lives on that day. It's just become a really important opportunity for me to give back.
The blood drive will start at 7 a.m. on Monday. Appointments are strongly encouraged.
Well, Dane County law enforcement agencies are teaming up with each other, the Wisconsin State Patrol, area communities, and the Dane County Traffic Safety Commission to urge drivers to keep children safe while driving. The collaboration includes free slow-down yard signs for residents and businesses and increased surveillance for speeding and other risky driving from September 11th through the 15th.
Everybody's getting used to a new routine, including the kids. So sometimes they don't know exactly what the best route is to get to school, so they may be darting in between cars or stepping out behind the school bus. So we just have to really slow down and be on the lookout at all times.
Police will be out in school zones enforcing the laws. The special grand jury investigating efforts to overturn Georgia's 2020 presidential election results recommended charges for Senator Lindsey Graham, 2 former U.S. senators, and more than a dozen other people.
Ultimately, they were not on the list of those charged by the Fulton County District Attorney, which did include former President Trump and 18 others. Natalie Brand breaks down the new developments.
So we're opening up Pandora's box here.
South Carolina Senator Lindsey Graham is not facing charges, but the Georgia special grand jury probing 2020 election interference thought he should have.
I voted to certify the election. To suggest I'm part of some grand scheme to overturn the election makes no sense given my actions.
A newly released report details Graham and former Georgia Senators David Perdue and Kelly Loeffler, along with former National Security Advisor Michael Flynn, were among the people the grand jury thought should be indicted. Legal experts say grand juries use probable cause in deciding whether to recommend charges, but in the courtroom, prosecutors have to prove a defendant's guilt beyond a reasonable doubt.
There is an additional process that goes on in prosecutors' offices before they seek charges, in which they analyze the evidence and decide whether it's in the public interest to seek these charges.
The report reveals the grand jury recommended charges for 39 people. The district attorney ended up charging 19 of them, including former President Trump. Trump's spokesperson called the grand jury, quote, biased, saying they voted to indict dozens of innocent individuals. The report also reveals the 23-person grand jury voted overwhelmingly to recommend Trump face the 13 felony charges that are part of his indictment. Members of the panel spent more than 7 months hearing from at least 75 witnesses. The grand jury recommended that its report be made public. Natalie Brand, CBS News, Washington.
And former Senator Kelly Loeffler commented on the report's release over X, formerly known as Twitter.
She defended her actions in 2020 and called the Georgia investigation election interference. News 3 now, Clinky Cleaners and the Boys and Girls Clubs of Dane County are teaming up for the 38th annual Coats for Kids Winter Coat Collection. For the past 37 years, area residents have joined together to donate more than 344,000 winter coats to Coats for Kids. This year's campaign kicks off Monday, September 11th, with the Pack the Truck event. The Coats for Kids collection truck will be parked curbside at Clinky Cleaners. That's at 4512 Monona Drive from 5 a.m. until 6:30 p.m. to accept donations of new and gently worn children-sized winter coats and accessories.
Well, today, Britain marked the first anniversary of the death of Queen Elizabeth. Queen Elizabeth died at the age of 96 at her castle home in Scotland, prompting national and global mourning at the end of a 70-year reign.
Well, the death of the monarch, Britain's longest reigning king or queen, prompted an outpouring of emotion around the globe. A 10-day mourning period and a state funeral with crowds of thousands of people lining the streets of central London. But the first anniversary of the day she died will not be a public affair. Her son, King Charles, and his wife, Queen Camilla, will be spending the day quietly and privately.
Well, Richard Davis, the internationally renowned jazz bassist and who taught at the University of Wisconsin for more than 40 years, has passed away at the age of 93. Though primarily known as a jazz bassist, he recorded with folk, jazz, and rock artists from Miles Davis to Van Morrison to Bruce Springsteen, and he also performed under Igor Stravinsky, Leonard Bernstein, and many others. In 1977, Davis joined the University of Wisconsin, teaching bass, jazz history, and improvisation, a post that he held for 40 years. He's a remarkable man and artist. Met him many times.
Yeah, it really in the fabric of this community.
Absolutely. Well, the Wisconsin Badgers take on the Washington State University Cougars tomorrow night.
Oh boy, it's a rematch from last year. We'll find out what you can expect with ESPN Madison's Jim Rutledge when Live at 4 continues.
Update your home with Menard's huge selection of flooring and get 11% off. From waterproof vinyl plank to durable laminate flooring, Shaw has the perfect floor for you. Right now, Rappel Royal Harvest water-resistant laminate flooring is $259 per square foot after rebate. Continue your renovation with carpet from Lutex Mills. Irreplaceable carpet is soft and luxurious for ultimate comfort. Get Lutex Mills irreplaceable carpet for only $189 per square foot after 11% rebate.
Save big money at Menards.
The Midwest's premier showcase for a timeless tradition, the Great Wisconsin Quilt Show, September 7th through 9th at the Alliant Energy Center in Madison. Sow your curiosity with every thread in our huge exhibit of quilts and vendor mall. Get hands-on with our Sit and Sew workshops, or find inspiration with dozens of lectures and educational opportunities. Wrap yourself up in a world of quilting. More information at quiltshow.com.
Progress means producing renewable fuels for trucks on the road today. We're partnering with farmers to develop these fuels using everything from plant byproducts to cow manure. And then using those fuels to help lower the life cycle carbon intensity of the transportation industry. Driving the world forward today while forging new roads to the future. That's energy in progress.
Memories matter.
I think the biggest thing I got out of my service in Vietnam was a real sense of patriotism. I'm very proud of what I did. I fought for you, and I'd fight for you again.
This September 11th, we remember, and we never forget those who sacrificed everything for our freedoms. We are Crest Funeral and Cremation Service, and we know that your memories matter.
You got me.
Tag. You're it.
Imagine a world with no drama. For the guarantee of high-quality promotional items delivered on time, go to 4imprint.com.
4imprint for certain.
Salonpas, makers of powerful pain relief patches for 89 years, believes in continuous improvement, like rounded corners that resist peeling, with an array of active ingredients and sizes to relieve your pain. Salonpas, it's good medicine.
watching News 3 Now, live at 4.
Welcome back. The U.S. dollar is showing strong gains for the 8th week in a row.
It's increased 5% since mid-July, hitting a 6-month high. This is the greenback's longest winning streak in nearly 9 years. The recent rally comes after concerns earlier this year that the dollar was losing its status as the world's reserve currency. Economists say the dollar has been buoyed by positive U.S. economic data and the Federal Reserve's decision to keep interest rates higher. Higher interest rates lead to more foreign capital pouring in as investors seek higher returns, all of which boost a country's currency.
Stocks closed higher on Wall Street as Apple stock started to recover from a 2-day slump. The Dow Industrials gained 75 points, ending the week at 34,576. The NASDAQ added 12. The S&P 500 up 6.
The Wisconsin football team is heading out west, and they'll be facing Washington State tomorrow night. The Cougars beat the Badgers last year here at Camp Randall. UW running back Braylon Allen sees that loss as motivation for this year's game. News 3 Now sports director Zach Hanley asked Braylon about that loss prior to the taping of this week's Wisconsin Huddle program.
So you definitely use that going into this week and your preparation. You know, you kind of take it a little bit personal, and you know, like I said, that kind of is the main focus of this week was, you know, they came into our house and beat us last year. So now we got an opportunity to take back what's ours.
Tune into the Wisconsin Huddle every Friday at 6:30 p.m. right after News 3 Now at 6.
For Washington State, this is going to be one of the biggest games in Pullman, Washington in quite some time as they face the number 19 Wisconsin.
The Badgers will be the first non-conference Power 5 opponent to play in Pullman in 25 years.
Let's bring in Jim Rutledge, that is, from ESPN Madison Radio. Jim, good to see you again.
Hello. Good to see you guys. Thanks for having me.
So this is kind of a revenge match coming up.
Yeah, absolutely for the Badgers. This kind of was the canary in the coal mine for the Badger program last year when they lost to Washington State. That kind of caught everyone by surprise, but then we realized it was more of an indicator of further issues within the program. A couple weeks later, Paul Chryst loses to Brett Bielema. Paul Chryst gets let go. Jim Leonard kind of keeps the season together a little bit to get them bowl eligible, but losing to Washington State was kind of the first domino to fall. And for the players that were around last year, I think it's important for them to come out and get that revenge, but also I think for Coach Fickell and his staff, good to show and come in like, hey, it's different. Not only can we go on the road and win this game, we can go win it and beat a team that beat us last year.
Well, so Washington State quarterback Cameron Ward had a lot of success running and throwing the ball last week. So what can Wisconsin do to try to contain him then?
I mean, I think that they just need to play a little bit sounder defense. I mean, they got burned on one big play, but I think overall the defense was in pretty good shape. The biggest part that we don't know the answer to is how much were they holding back? Like, how much were the Badgers not blitzing? How much were they playing their traditional defense? How much were they playing in a shell? So how can they slow down the passing game? It's like anything else. Get some pressure on the quarterback, and that should hopefully force some mistakes. The offense will help, though, too, because if the offense can get up, then it can make Washington State one-dimensional. So if the Badgers play complementary football, it should put them in a good spot.
And this is a huge game for Washington State. They're on ABC Network for the first time in like 25 years, and it's the last season of the Pac-12.
Yes. I mean, Washington State's ready to go. Their coach is from Wisconsin. He knows what this program is about. He knows how big of a game this is. This is an opportunity for Washington State to have a really good season. They haven't had the continued success like Wisconsin has had. So, yes, they are going to be ready to play. They're a formidable opponent. I don't think the line is very big, so I think the Badgers understand that this is a game that they can lose even if they are favored. So they need to show up. And honestly, the biggest concern I have for this game would just be the turnovers. More than anything else, as long as Tanner Mordecai doesn't turn the ball over twice, or there's, Braylon Allen or Ches Moosey fumble or something like that, I do think the Badgers are in good shape.
And I want to go back to, last year you brought up that the last year's game was kind of the impetus of our musical chairs of coaches, right? So is this like a really big test of the Fickell era? And it's the first road game too.
It is. It's a big test also. One, to see how this team can carry things on the road. How can they keep the mentality? It's a test not just to us, the fans, and what this coaching staff can do and prove to us. It's within the program. All offseason, Coach Fickell has been stressing all the new things that the Badgers are doing. They've been pushing to try to be able to finish football games and close out games like they didn't last year, especially against a team like Washington State. They've been trying to up the energy, the competition in practice. They've been bringing in new players to this team. So the buy-in that can come from the players to the coaches with a win at Washington State, I think, is immeasurable. I think this game could really catapult the season forward, because if Fickell can kind of put some proof behind what he's been selling with the players, not just to us fans, I think that'll make a huge difference.
Yeah, kickoff 6:30 our time tomorrow, and you have a big move coming. You're going to drive time.
Yes, I'll be joined by my current co-host, Olympic gold medalist Matt Hamilton, and we'll be going 4 to 6 on ESPN Madison. We're super excited for that. That means we are adding Brad Nortman, former Wisconsin punter. He was around during the Russell Wilson era, played in the NFL for a while. He'll be joining Kyle Wallace and Ben Brust of the Scalzo and Brust Show and Badger fame. They'll be joining ESPN Madison 2 to 4. Matt Hamilton and I will be going 4 to 6. So we're very excited about that.
Well, congratulations. It's been great talking to you, Jim.
Thank you.
Thanks for your insight.
All right. Thank you.
Well, if you like the movie My Big Fat Greek Wedding or My Big Fat Greek Wedding 2, get ready.
Ooh, what a twist. My Big Fat Greek Wedding 3 opens this weekend. We'll have a preview coming up after Jacob's weekend forecast.
It's the Portage Furniture Store's anniversary sale on now, with a huge in-stock inventory of top brands for every room in your home, including all new power lift chairs and always free delivery. The Portage Furniture Store's anniversary sale. Don't miss it.
This or that, this or that. You can do this when you Angie that. You can do this when you Angie that. You can do this because Angie's where it's at.
Connect with skilled professionals to get all your home projects done well. Get started today at Angie.com.
Champion Windows is celebrating our 70th anniversary with our best sale of the year. Right now, buy 2 Comfort 365 windows and get 2 free. Don't sweat over high energy bills. Buy 2, get 2 free. Call or schedule your free estimate online at getchampionwindows.com.
This right here is confidence in a bottle.
Not only does it change you on the outside, but something on the inside, knowing that you're looking better.
It makes me feel so much more confident than I've ever felt in my life.
They are some of the hottest videos on social media. Those videos claiming to instantly get rid of bags under your eyes. Well, today we're going to see one for ourselves and let you be the judge. It's called Plexiderm, and lifestyle expert Annette Figueroa is here to tell us why she says this one is for real.
This one is for real, and I'm so excited. We even have a video, and you'll notice the model has bags underneath his eyes and some sagging, and all he uses is a small amount on a clean, dry face, and that's how easy it is.
All right, what's the active ingredient?
Okay, so it's silicates that are minerals found in shale rock, and what it does is it tightens and lifts the appearance of bags underneath your eyes in as little as 10 minutes, no prescriptions, and very little effort. Even watching the video, this is a real, it's a model, but it's a real guy with real bags underneath his eyes.
My real true opinion is holy words I can't say on camera. This is absolutely unbelievable. I mean, I could feel it just lifting my skin. It was amazing. It feels good. Feels great. Looks even better.
And I did this to my father. We were at home. So we applied it to his under eye bags. And let me tell you, we were so excited. In under 10 minutes, they visibly disappeared from view. And now it is literally part of both of our daily routines. He calls me every single month saying, "Hey, Annette, I'm out of Plexiderm, please send me more." And not only does it work on the bags, it works on the appearance of crow's feet, fine lines, and wrinkles. The way you want to do it is you want to have a clean, dry face. You use a small amount because it's so powerful. You have high school reunions, you have events you want to go to, you want to look years younger, this is it.
This Labor Day is the best time to try Plexiderm at our starter price of only $14.95. Your solution is at plexidermtrial.com or call the number on your screen.
It's the Portage Furniture Store's anniversary sale on now, with a huge in-stock inventory of top brands for every room in your home, with Serta Queen mattresses from $2.99 and always free delivery. The Portage Furniture Store's anniversary sale. Don't miss it.
Well, take a look at this. Hot air balloons filled the sky in Reno, Nevada, ahead of a balloon festival at the Rancho San Rafael Regional Park. This time-lapse video by the National Weather Service shows hot air balloons bouncing around in the sky. The Great Balloon Race, which features over 60 hot air balloons, kicks off today.
For a hot second, I thought, where are the balloons? I just see little mosquitoes.
I wasn't, that was the time lapse, right?
Yeah.
I was confused at first. I'm like, they're moving pretty fast for hot air balloons, but yeah.
And we said it was time lapse.
I also liked how there wasn't a single cloud in the sky.
Yeah, well, that's the desert for you.
Not like it was here today.
They didn't want to go, did they?
That could be the case for tomorrow, the sunshine I'm talking about. We could see a lot of sunshine tomorrow. I'll talk more in detail about that, and when we could see rain next coming up after the break.
Did you get hit with big energy bills this summer? You aren't alone, and we want to help. Because if your house was hot this summer, it's going to be cold this winter, and heating and cooling is by far the biggest energy user in your home. That's why our foam insulation is such a great investment. Our best offer of the year just ended August 31st. But to help you get ready for winter, we're going to extend it until September 22nd. When we foam your walls, we'll insulate your attic for free.
USA Insulation.
I suffer with psoriatic arthritis and psoriasis. I was on a journey for a really long time to find some relief. Cosentyx works for me.
Cosentyx helps real people get real relief from the symptoms of psoriatic arthritis or psoriasis. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or lowered ability to fight them may occur. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms, had a vaccine or plan to, or if IBD symptoms develop or worsen.
I move so much better because of Cosentyx.
Ask your rheumatologist about Cosentyx.
At Lawton Cates, your life counts is more than just a slogan. Because around here, we're all about comebacks. Whether it's helping you recover after a car accident or return to the job following an injury, it's us fighting the odds and the insurance company to make sure you get the compensation you and your family deserve. No one loves a great comeback story more than Lawton Cates, which motivates us to fight for our clients every day. Your life counts. Lawton Cates. Call us today.
We're cranking up the voltage, Wisconsin. Lottery retailers all around the state are lighting up with the latest limited time offer. During September, there is a 1 in 3 chance the lightning ball strikes a set of 2 plays on Megabucks. When it does, players get an extra number, which means better odds of winning a prize. Jackpot not included. This electric offer is only available for a limited time and only at Wisconsin lottery retailers.
Hello, I'm Tommy Van Ness from the Tommy Van Ness Realty Group. The Tommy Van Ness team has a real passion for real estate and would love to work with you on buying and selling your house. We are a multi-award winning team with over $500 million in sales.
Our strong work ethic and negotiation skills will help guide you through the buying or selling process. If you're considering buying or selling in 2023, now is the time.
Why settle for less? Call Tommy Van Ness.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Well, here are the 3 things that you need to know for the weekend. It's going to be very nice for Saturday, and most of Sunday will be nice, but we are going to see a chance of showers mainly late Sunday through early Tuesday. And then after the rain moves through, we're actually going to see high temperatures only in the 60s for a lot of next week. So next week is going to remain pretty chilly, and obviously when it rains, it'll make it feel a little bit cooler. Now for tonight, it is going to be a pretty cool night. Clouds will clear out of our area, and we are expected to see mostly clear skies with low temperatures dropping into the 40s for a lot of our area. But tomorrow is going to be just about perfect. High temperatures in the mid-70s, a lot of sunshine, maybe a few more clouds and a little bit warmer temperatures off to the west for Prairie du Chien and La Crosse. But a lot of our area, going to be very nice. Even those areas that are a bit warmer and a bit cloudier, still going to be very nice for your Saturday. Now, as we get into Sunday, we are going to see a few more clouds across our entire area, and we will see it'll mostly develop throughout the afternoon. So the morning may be pretty sunny, and then we do have a chance for some showers in the afternoon, and especially during the overnight hours into Monday. So looking at future track, not going to see any rainfall for tomorrow. And like I mentioned, most of Sunday will be dry, but as you see that rain move into our area from the northwest, going to continue to be scattered across our area late Sunday into Monday. And although this specific future track doesn't really have a ton of rain across our area, it is expected that we will continue to see some scattered showers, possibly what it was like this morning for a lot of the day on Monday. Monday is probably going to be a pretty rainy, cool day across our area. And then Tuesday will be a little bit rainy as well, but it looks to clear out of the area late Tuesday and into Wednesday. Now, as far as the precipitation forecast, this is definitely subject to change as it is still several days out, but we could definitely see maybe a 1/4 inch to a 1/2 inch of rainfall. Some areas may see isolated amounts up to an inch. We're not expected to see a lot of thunderstorms with this rain event. It will mostly be showers, but a thunderstorm or two is definitely possible. Now, looking beyond the threat of rain from Sunday through Tuesday, the 6 to 10 day precipitation outlook shows very dry conditions across our area. So the dry weather will sink in again as we get into the middle and end of next week. But at least the good news is that it doesn't appear it'll be warm. In fact, it actually will be below average through the middle of the week before we finally get back into the 70s to end the week. But although we need the rainfall, in general, the forecast is looking very nice for the middle and end of next week towards next weekend, with high temperatures, upper 60s, lower 70s, with quite a bit of sunshine. I don't know who wouldn't like this forecast. I understand maybe the farmers, but we are going to see some rain, especially considering how hot it's been the last week or so. The last couple days has been better, but Labor Day weekend and just 2 weeks ago, we had those heat index values in the 1 teens. Nice change of pace temperature-wise.
Absolutely.
And I feel like everyone can agree, if you like warm temperatures or cool temperatures, I think everyone could agree that 70s is good.
70s perfect.
Exactly, and that's what we're going to see a lot of that for the next 10 days.
Looking good, Jacob. Thank you. It is National Recovery Month, and public health officials are talking about a major step toward the step forward to prevent deaths from opioid overdoses.
Naloxone, best known as the nasal spray Narcan, is now available as an over-the-counter medication after the Food and Drug Administration approved it for sale without a prescription earlier this year. Just 1 dose of Narcan can reverse an opioid overdose and is often carried by first responders, available in schools, and even found in special vending machines. Now it can also be purchased at major retailers like CVS and Walmart. Manufacturer Emergent Biosolutions is suggesting a retail price, though, of $45. The Department of Health and Human Services held a demonstration of the life-saving drug today.
Just like this. So we're going to dispense the Narcan into the nostril.
Naloxone makes it possible for us to save a life. But it takes you, it takes me, it takes us to make it happen.
The CDC says naloxone saved 50,000 lives in 2019. Medical experts say it's safe to use even if someone appears to be overdosing, but is actually not.
Well, a new My Big Fat Greek Wedding movie arrives in theaters this week.
Have your tickets yet?
No, I don't.
Okay, I'll work on that. Rick Damigella looks back at the history of the series.
A long time ago, I had a big fat Greek wedding.
More than 20 years ago, Nia Vardalos introduced us to the Portocalos family in My Big Fat Greek Wedding.
No one in my family has ever gone out with a non-Greek before. Oh!
Fast forward to 2016, My Big Fat Greek Wedding 2 showed us married life for Tula and Ian.
Ian and I are just trying to find a minute to ourselves.
And parenthood.
Florida, Texas, New York. These are the colleges I'm applying to. Why do you want to leave me?
Payback. Michael Constantine, who played Tula's father Gus, died in 2021. Vardalos says she wrote My Big Fat Greek Wedding 3, reflecting Constantine's desire that the story continue.
My father passed away, and his last wish was for us to visit his childhood village and reconnect with our roots. So, we're having a reunion. We're going to Greece.
Oh, yeah. Fans of the first 2 films will recognize plenty of familiar faces.
I'm calling it. You got us back to Greece. You're the head of the family now.
I can't really day drink like this.
Don't worry, a lady is never drunk.
The movie marks a franchise first for Vardalos, who took on directing duties for the 3rd installment. Looking for platters of baklava in Hollywood, I'm Rick Damigella.
We'll find out what Will Loper thinks about it on Monday. Rotten Tomatoes is not too thrilled.
Yeah, critics aren't loving it, but I'm in. I'm going. Andrea Martin, I'll watch anything that
Absolutely, she is hilarious. Well, coming on next year on Live at 4, a man resigns from his duties as a husband on football Sundays.
Can't wait for that. And then at 5, more money has been set aside for an Amtrak station in Madison. Braden Ross will show us what's going on.
At Berkshire Automotive, we have a non-commissioned sales team, which is a polite way to say we don't really care whether you buy a practical Equinox, the rugged Silverado, or the speedy new Corvette. You've been told no before? Join the Berkshire Automotive family for the yes.
There's nothing better than a great night's sleep on a new Tempur-Pedic mattress from Steinhafels. And right now, save up to $700 on adjustable base sets. Plus, get $300 in Steinhafels cash. Tempur-Pedic queen mattresses start at just $42 per month when you use Steinhafels 72-month financing. Tempur-Pedic mattresses are designed to make aches and pains a thing of the past by relieving pressure points and supporting the body as no other mattress can. Shop in-store or online at steinhafels.com.
If you have heart disease and are on a statin, lowering cholesterol can be hard. Diets and exercise add to the struggle. Today, it's possible to go from struggle to cholesterol success with Leqvio. With a statin, Leqvio is proven to lower bad cholesterol by over 50% and keep it low with 2 doses a year. Common side effects were injection site reaction, joint pain, urinary tract infection, diarrhea, chest cold, pain in legs or arms, and shortness of breath. Ask your doctor about twice-yearly Leqvio. Lower, longer Leqvio.
Over the years, the attorneys at Habish, Habish & Rotier have handled numerous cases involving the design and relative safety of child car seats. Because of this litigation, manufacturers have been forced to make these seats safer. We helped change the industry, and our most precious cargo can now travel more safely. The skill expended to achieve this result is the opposite of one phone call and a quick settlement. Habish, Habish & Rotier, national reputation, hometown service.
What do you win when you load up on local at Willie Street Co-op? Well, your health wins because your food is fresher, healthier, and more flavorful than food that's traveled long distances. Our community wins because you're putting your money back into the local economy through hardworking farmers and vendors. Our planet wins because you're helping to reduce packaging waste, preserve farmland, and protect water quality. So, next time you're at Willie Street Co-op, remember that choosing local food is a win-win-win for everyone.
At Berkshire Automotive, we're so serious about saying yes to your trade-in, we challenge you to bring us a no. We accept crazy things like old cowboy boots and an old office chair, even that old junkie you didn't think would make it to the parking lot. Join the Berkshire Automotive family for the yes.
New at 5, Wisconsin's state public defender is stepping down after over a decade in office. What she believes people need to know about the justice system.
The clouds will finally move out tonight, and sunshine and milder weather arrives for Saturday. Sunday will be mild and mainly dry, but showers will arrive from Sunday night into Monday and possibly Tuesday as well. At 5, I'll let you know how much rain to expect.
Coming up tonight, is Amtrak any closer to pulling into Madison? We'll take a look at the city's new budget and how they hope to transform transportation with some new funding, how that could impact your commutes. Coming up tonight at 6.
Giving the weather satellite a spin, we end up in Las Vegas. Heavy traffic on this Friday.
Yeah, you don't want to gamble with that.
No.
That's all I have. But it looks nice out there.
I'm sure it's hot.
Yeah, so it's nice to be in the
Look
AC.
at that blue sky. Wow. Well, former NFL star J.J. Watt is entering a new stage of his career.
He's about to start his new job as a CBS Sports NFL studio analyst. The 3-time Defensive Player of the Year stopped by CBS Mornings to discuss his new role on NFL Today, where he will join Nate Burleson, Phil Simms, James Brown, Bill Cowher, and Boomer
Esiason.
There we go. Watt, who retired at the end of the 2022 season, says he's doing his homework and getting ready.
I love the game. I love talking about the game. I love, talking to the players, the coaches, just helping share that knowledge. I mean, I've got 12 years of NFL knowledge, and I've been playing since 5th grade. So I want to be able to share some of that and kind of give an insight to the fans of what a player thinks,
Watt's picks for this year are the Philadelphia Eagles, the Pittsburgh Steelers, and the team he spent most of his career with, yes, the Houston Texans. Watt is the only player in NFL history to record multiple seasons with at least 20 sacks.
He just picked those as teams to watch, not necessarily going to go all the way.
Well, I will follow whatever he says. I'll say yes,
JJ knows his stuff, that's for sure. Well, the NFL season is here, and one husband is getting noticed because he gave his wife notice, and he says he won't be available for work on game days.
How about that? Well, she is scoring with her comeback, as Jeannie Mose reports.
You think these are hard knocks? Actually, this is a hard knock when your husband hands you a letter and asks you to read it out loud.
However, I must with remiss inform you that I am putting in my 2 weeks' notice.
The NFL season was about to come to pass, and Callie Wilson's husband, Dan, couldn't pass on this joke.
I will no longer be available for work on Sundays, 10 a.m. to 10 p.m., Monday evenings nor Thursday evenings due to conflicting commitments.
Genius, priceless, hilarious, posted football widows and football fans alike. But the Salt Lake City father of two wasn't done, informing his wife that she was infusing IV antibiotics for an infection.
I'll also be available every Saturday.
Kelly chuckled her way through the reading, evidently got a kick out of it. As one poster commented, "At least you will have Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Fridays." Dan informed Callie that the schedule would be in effect till February, March.
Thank you for your understanding.
Callie got offers. So, is the position available? And advice, girl, hire a temp. Instead, she returned his resignation.
I'm sorry, you can't quit. We're short-staffed.
She whistled that letter. Dead. Jeannie Mose, CNN, New York.
Well, he tried.
He tried. But, you know, it's okay to spend a little time apart.
Yeah, maybe not.
Read the room, but...
Maybe not 10 a.m. to 10 p.m.
Yeah, I've also never been married, so don't take my advice.
All right, the U.S. Open wraps up this weekend.
But not all of the action is on the court. We'll get a behind-the-scenes look at the Open Village when we come back.
Ivisia Dry Eye Drops. Made with hydrating polymers, moisturizing hyaluronic acid, and revitalizing trehalose for instant dryness relief that lasts up to 8 hours. Ivisia, we see a better way.
In America, the future belongs to everyone. So let's gear up for it with an SUV like the Ford Bronco Sport. It has a terrain management system with 5 standard GOAT modes, so you can go over any type of terrain. Plus, 4x4 capability is standard across the entire lineup. Be adventure ready with Ford Bronco Sport. Choose FlexBuy on Bronco Sport and get 3.9% APR financing for 66 months, plus $500 FlexBuy cash, only at your Wisconsin and UP Ford dealers.
Postmenopausal women with HR-positive, HER2-negative metastatic breast cancer are living longer with Kisqali. So long live family time, long live dreams, and long live you. Kisqali is a pill proven to help women live longer when taken with an aromatase inhibitor. And Kisqali helps preserve quality of life, so you're not just living, you're living well. Kisqali can cause lung problems or an abnormal heartbeat, which can lead to death. It can cause serious skin reactions, liver problems, and low white blood cell counts that may result in severe infections. Avoid grapefruit during treatment. Tell your doctor right away if you have new or worsening symptoms, including breathing problems, cough, chest pain, a change in your heartbeat, dizziness, yellowing of the skin or eyes, dark urine, tiredness, loss of appetite, abdomen pain, bleeding, bruising, fever, chills, or other symptoms of an infection, a severe or worsening rash, or plan to become pregnant or breastfeeding. Long live hugs and kisses. Ask about Kisqali, and long live life.
Precision is very proud of our 5-star reviews. I do everything I can to go above and beyond for repairs. No, I'm not an actor. I'm a garage door tech. That's what I do here at Precision.
Precision Door Service, a name you can trust.
Here's your parachute.
Packed it myself.
Certain it's okay?
Mm-hmm.
Are you 4 imprint certain?
Certainty matters. Like the certainty of congratulating coworkers or saying thank you for being a customer with promotional products from 4imprint. Our expert team is dedicated to making your satisfaction a certainty.
Hacked it myself.
Land the perfect products at 4imprint.com.
4imprint, for certain.
Welcome to Dwellings.
Shop our fabulous showroom, Hard Rock Road, Fitchburg.
Here's your first warned traffic. There are a few slowdowns to point out. First off, on the eastbound, speeds are down to 24, even less than 24 miles per hour as you approach the interstate. Also some slowdowns on the 151, both to and from Verona. But the good news is that the interstate is looking pretty good, and westbound Beltline, as well as a lot of the areas in the cities, not too far off from what we normally see this time. And the interstate going south, good in both directions towards Janesville, and also good in both directions towards Wisconsin-Dells, although there is a bit of a slowdown on the westbound / northbound lane as you approach parts of Columbia County. Now, if we look at the Beltline times, it is a bit of a slowdown on the eastbound, but not too bad. It's really only really as you approach the interstate. Westbound is looking pretty good, and also the southbound from Sun Prairie to downtown is looking pretty good as well. And that's your first warned traffic. Back to you guys at the couch.
Thanks, Jacob. Well, that's a lot of cheesecake. Ooh. Ellie's Cheesecake in Chicago has constructed a 1,000-pound Ellie's birthday cheesecake created to celebrate the 43rd birthdays of Ellie's Cheesecake and the Taste of Chicago. The pastry chefs climbed on ladders to place the baseball-sized cherries on top of the 6-foot-high original plain and chocolate chip cheesecake. The giant confection will be cut tomorrow at the Taste, and slices of the cake will be served free to the public.
That one guy looked very happy.
14 million calories.
The Golden Girls would have loved it.
Well, cheesecake on the lanai.
Need a big fork.
Yes. If you follow the U.S. Open, then you know the matches are not the only spectacle at the Billie Jean King National Tennis Center.
The U.S. Open Village hosts, feeds, and entertains hundreds of thousands of people throughout the tournament, which ends on Sunday.
Jamie Wax got an inside look at the preparations that go into this massive event.
It's like a tale of two cities, one alive and vibrant, the other quiet and serene. Yet it's the same place in Queens, New York.
Although they have programs and training year-round here at the USTA's Billie Jean King National Tennis Center, as you can see on this chilly April day, it is a far cry from the buzzing hive it becomes at the end of summer.
So what does it take to make this out of this? The simple answer? A lot.
It's a bit like the circus coming to town for 3 weeks.
Lou Scher is the CEO and Executive Director of the United States Tennis Association.
We joke it's 14 Super Bowls, right? Because every day we've got to be show ready. It's a year's worth of preparation leading up to it.
That preparation looks like getting the courts ready for play. There are 17 of them here. Hanging electronic boards in Arthur Ashe Stadium, home of the finals. Making sure the grounds are beautiful and ready for the crowds.
If you think about the numbers associated with this event, more than 600 athletes that will come through. We've got officials, hundreds of officials. We hire 7,000 workers to support the event. We've got more than 300 staffers who are here.
It's logistics magic. The USTA brings in some 200 Cadillac SUVs to shuttle players to and from the tennis center.
Tomato sauce, please.
Food is prepared in huge volumes to feed the players and the more than 1,000 members of the media from 40 countries who come to cover the tournament. And we haven't even talked about fans yet.
Last year, you were close to 900,000 people. This year, you're expecting more. That is a lot to manage coming in and out of one facility.
It sure is. To put them in perspective, that's more than an NBA team will do in a season. It's more than an NFL team will do a season, packed into a 3-week window of time.
You don't just describe this as a tennis tournament.
We jokingly refer to it as a food and wine festival. We know that only about half of the 8 or 9 hours they spend with us will be watching the competition. The other time is spent shopping, dining, drinking, people watching.
That means making sure the shelves are stocked at the 19 merchandising shops. It means the food court and the fine dining restaurants have to be humming along.
200.
And it means enough Grey Goose vodka, Chambord, and lemonade to serve the U.S. Open's signature drink, the Honey Deuce. More than 400,000 were poured last year. The revenue from this tennis fest last year was more than $470 million. And here's something to remember. The USTA is a not-for-profit.
100% of the proceeds off of this event are reinvested back into the grassroots to grow the game.
Many people have a perception of tennis that it's been an elite sport, a country club sport, if you may.
That notion is an old notion. If you looked at tennis today, the majority of tennis is played on public courts in America. We exist to grow the game, but we also exist to make sure the game looks like America.
It's 3 weeks of the world's top tennis, nestled in a 42-acre mini village. And when it's all over, when the players are off to their next match, when the crowds have all gone home,
you start over, lather, rinse, repeat. But there's a great feeling of satisfaction when we say job well done and we shut the lights at the end of the last championship.
Jamie Wax, CBS News.
It's fun to see the behind-the-scenes stuff.
Yeah, and it wraps up on Sunday. Some exciting matches. All right, we'll have a final check of your forecast coming up.
What did you get?
A 94.
That's good. AAA Auto Insurance scored a 94 on member satisfaction.
What? AAA Auto Insurance?
Uh-huh. You can't shush the truth, people. You can't shush the truth.
AAA Auto Insurance. Expect something more.
Need to update your furniture? Menards is your one-stop shop with all of the latest furniture styles at the lowest prices. Plus a great selection in stock, ready to take home today. So go ahead, relax in a recliner, get cozy in a love seat, or simply unwind with a comfy sofa. Need more seats? We've got sectionals too. Get 11% off on the entire Scotty furniture sets. Hurry in. These deals won't last long.
Save big money at Menards.
You know, if you were cash back and you could earn on everything with just one card, Chase Freedom Unlimited. So if you're off the racking or crab cracking, you're cash backing. Cash back on flapjacks, baby backs, or tacos at the Taco Shack.
Nah, I'm working on my six-pack.
Switch to a King Suite.
Or book a silent retreat.
Silent retreat? Oh, hold up. Yeah, I can't talk right now. I'm at a silent retreat. Cash back on everything you buy with Chase Freedom Unlimited with no annual fee. How do you cash back? Chase, make more of what's yours.
It's the most wonderful time of the year.
Non-drowsy Claritin knocks out symptoms from over 200 allergens without knocking you out. Feel the clarity and make today the most wonderful time of the year. Live Claritin Clear.
What did you get?
A 94.
That's good. AAA Auto Insurance scored a 94 on member satisfaction.
What? AAA Auto Insurance?
Uh-huh. You can't shush the truth, people. You can't shush the truth.
AAA Auto Insurance. Expect something more.
New at 5, Wisconsin's state public defender is stepping down after more than a decade in office. Hear from her in an exclusive one-on-one to uncover how the justice system is changing and what people need to know.
It all comes down to the final drive. News 3 Now brings you the big play highlights and scores from Southern Wisconsin high school football action. Don't miss the final drive, Fridays on News 3 Now at 10.
Here's one final look at your forecast. Tomorrow's going to be very nice with high temperatures in the mid-70s along with a lot of sunshine. Sunday, we will see clouds increase throughout the day with the possibility of a shower in the afternoon. And then showers are going to be likely for late Sunday night into Monday, Tuesday as well. And the temperatures will cool off for the middle of next week with highs only in the 60s again. But then we'll be back in the 70s with mostly dry conditions to end next week.
All right, Jacob, thank you. Monday here on Live Before, we'll meet our Pet of the Week from the Dane County Humane Society.
And our film critic, Will Loper, heads to the movies. He better like My Big Fat Greek Wedding 3. He'll have the box office numbers and what you should watch.
Join Ortho Team Clinic's Dr. Ashish M. Raval on September 14th to learn about the causes of shoulder pain and pain relief options. To register for the free educational talk, visit stoughtonhealth.com and click on Classes and Events.
Fry Construction invites you to usher in the fall season with our exclusive fall sale. We're talking about savings of 23%. Many of your neighbors already know how we strive to meet and exceed expectations with each and every project. That's why they voted us Best Roofer 3 years in a row. Experience the best of Madison for yourself with Fry Construction. Get on board for our fall savings. Save 23% off gutters with any full roofing project. Schedule your consultation today at fryconstruction.com.
Family is just very important. She's my sister, and we depend on each other a lot.
She's the rock of the family. She's the person who holds everything together.
It's a battle, you know, I'm gonna be there.
Keytruda and chemotherapy been treated in my cancer with 2 different types of medicine.
In a clinical trial, Keytruda and chemotherapy was proven to help people live longer than chemotherapy alone. Keytruda is used to treat more patients with advanced lung cancer than any other immunotherapy. Keytruda may be used with certain chemotherapies as your first treatment. If you have advanced non-squamous non-small cell lung cancer and you do not have an abnormal EGFR or ALK gene. Keytruda can cause your immune system to attack healthy parts of your body during or after treatment. This may be severe and lead to death. See your doctor right away if you have cough, shortness of breath, chest pain, diarrhea, severe stomach pain, severe nausea or vomiting, headache, light sensitivity, eye problems, irregular heartbeat, extreme tiredness, constipation, dizziness or fainting, changes in appetite, thirst or urine, confusion, memory problems, muscle pain or weakness, fever, rash, itching or flushing. There may be other side effects. Tell your doctor about all your medical conditions, including immune system problems. If you've had or plan to have an organ or stem cell transplant, receive chest radiation, or have a nervous system problem.
It feels good to be here for them.
Living longer is possible. It's true. Keytruda from Merck. Ask your doctor about Keytruda.
Join Ortho Team Clinic's Dr. Ashish M. Raval on September 14th to learn about the causes of shoulder pain and pain relief options. To register for the free educational talk, visit stoughtonhealth.com and click on Classes and Events.
It was a short holiday week, but there was no lack of stories from the animal kingdom.
Louie and Oliver have been busy collecting them all for this week's edition of the News Hounds.
Here's the News Hounds, Louie and Oliver, with their World News Roundup.
This week on the News Hounds, a touching reunion,
a tribute to a queen,
and a rare birth in Australia.
Chester Zoo's primate conservationists have proudly introduced the world to an adorable newborn Bornean orangutan. Born in the early hours of August 31st to parents Sariki and Willie, this rare addition brings home for the critically endangered species, listed as a top conservation priority by the International Union for the Conservation of Nature. Sariki was seen cradling her yet unnamed newborn and carrying the baby on her shoulder.
Speaking of threatened species, the Perth Zoo in Australia is celebrating the birth of 13 numbat joeys at its breeding facility. The zoo released footage of the marsupials in their enclosure and say that staff have been closely monitoring the new arrivals. The zoo estimates that fewer than 2,000 numbats remain in the wild, so every individual born makes an important difference to the species. The Perth Zoo is the only zoological institution in the world breeding numbats, which are close relatives to the kangaroo and koala.
Today marks the 1-year anniversary of the death of Queen Elizabeth, who was well known for her love of corgis. So naturally, corgis from across the United Kingdom gathered outside Buckingham Palace as owners paid tribute to the late Queen. Some 20 royal ranks and corgi lovers walked with their dogs that were dressed up in uniforms and tiaras. Corgis were Queen Elizabeth's constant companions ever since she was a child. She owned nearly 30 throughout her life, and they enjoyed a life of privilege for a royal pet.
And finally, there was a joyful reunion at Rockhampton Zoo, Queensland, when a young chimp was back in the arms of its surrogate mother after spending the night in veterinary care following a snake bite. Heart-melting footage released by the zoo shows 2 happy, hugging chimpanzees. Little guy Gandali was treated overnight and responded well to the anti-venom treatment before heading back into the waiting arms of his mother, Samantha. Together again.
And that's this week's edition of the News Hounds.
No, Oliver, no crown for you.
You knew what I was going to ask. Give the people what they want, Mark.
Absolutely. Have a great weekend, everybody. We'll see you back here on Monday. News 3 Now at 5 starts right now.